Kindness and Compassion Sympathy card. Hello, I'm Joanne of Crafting Inspirations. I am a Stampin Up demonstrator here in Newfoundland, Canada. I love to connect, inspire, motivate new and exciting possibilities through stamping. I'm going to flip my camera around now and we'll get started with my project today. These are two stamp sets that I will be using tonight, Kindness and Compassion. It consists of 8 stamps with beautiful sentiments. The order for this is 151342. I will be also using the painted Poppies. That consists of 9 stamps, and the order number for that is 151599. I will also be using some papers that came in the Peaceful Poppy Elements, which the order number for that is 151327. Don't worry about the order numbers. I will put that in the description below. And I will also be using some dies from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And that consists of 10 dies, and the order for that is 151690. And here's the dies that comes with this set. So tonight's colors, I'm using Night and Navy, and that is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to take the bone folder and varnish this. And then I've got a piece of So Saffron. That is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Then I got a piece of Whisper White. That is cut at 5 2/8 or 5 1/4 by 4. And then I've got a piece of the Noble Peacock foil paper, and this is Blueberry Bushel. And that is cut at 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So, and what I did with the dies, you'll probably see, instead of cutting out another piece of the So Saffron and Whisper White for my trim, I laid these down onto my Big Shot and used the dies to save paper. I used the 3rd one in and the 4th one in to give me my border. So I'm just going to piece these apart here now. So we'll be using both papers. So the saffron is in behind. And here is the frames. So what we want to do is we're going to snail down our So Saffron. Actually, sorry, this is not So Saffron. This is Daffodil Delight. Sorry, the yellow that you see is Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to take our snail and I'm going to snail down out. Oh well. And this just leaves a nice little small border around on all 4 sides. And I'm just burnishing that down. And then I'm going to get the Whisper White, and I'm going to do the same as well. And I'm just going to lay it down so that there is a bit of a border that you see some of the Daffodil Delight in behind. Like so. And what I did ahead of time, I got my file and I cut it down to the size that I needed. And then I used embossing folder through the Big Shot. Looks like this, and this is the Parisian embossing folder. And what I just did, I put this inside so that there's 4 little dots in these 4 corners. and I lined that up so that it would meet. And now because this is cut and you can see the white, I'm just going to take the blueberry bushel and I'm going to take our brayer, ink that up, and I'm just going to go along the sides. It kind of takes away the whiteness of the back part of the tin foil or of the foil. So there we go. Just a little bit, that's all you need. So then because this is embossed, you want to take Stampin' Up's tearaway tape and put that down onto your foiled paper. Take your pick tool, and I'm just going to take the paper off the tearaway tape. Oh, never had that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay this down so that there's a border going around on all four sides. And you want to make sure that. So now we're going to get into our stamping. So what we're going to do, we're going to need the yellow frame and the white piece of the inside. We're going to stamp that up with the little poppy, and we're going to stamp it in Mémento black. And we're going just to stamp it down in the center. I'm just going to close up the Mémento black for now. And then I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight marker, Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to color in the flower. Now, if you got blends, you can certainly use that, but I didn't have any blends in the Daffodil Delight, so the marker will do as well. And then I'm just going to get the old olive in the blends. And there's a light and a dark, so I'm going to do the dark leaf. And I'm going to do the light stock. Now there is a difference in between the markers and the blends. The markers are water-based and they do not bleed through the paper. The blends is more of a, I think more of an alcohol solution into it, and they will bleed through our paper. So I'll just show you the difference. See how the blends are bleeding through? So if you were to use the blends, you want to make sure that it's not going to be put onto your card so that you can see through it. So that's it for that. And then I'm going to get another piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to stamp down a sentiment, our sincere condolences. And I'm just going to place it down on the bottom and stamp up. That was with Mémento black. And we're just going to bring in our trimmer. And I'm just going to cut our sentiment out, like so. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take our silicone mat. Anything could be falling out of there. And we're just going to snail down our frame onto our card, like so. And you want to make sure it's even, like how the folder's got. I got it centered here so that the flower's in the center. We're going to cover that up, but you want to make sure that it's even on both sides. And you can look at the other outside of the frame. Then we're going to take Stampin' Up's Dimensionals. And we're just going to put 4 dimensionals. I'm going to do 5. I can't count tonight. 1 in the center as well. And we're just going to take our papers off. And they don't want to come off very easily for me tonight. And then we're just going to lay that down in the center of our paper. And then I'm going to snip this down a little bit with our Stampin' Up's paper snips. So I'm just going to come over and take a bit. And I'm just going to lay that there like so. And I'm going to pop that up too as well with dimensionals, so 2 is good. And where this has been already dimensional up, I'm just going to take 2 dimensionals on the end. So 1 on top of the other. So that and I'm just gonna, there was a little boo-boo there, so I'm just gonna cover it up. So there we go, so that it's even. So there's 2 dimensionals on this side and only 1 here. So, and then I've got some poppies that came from the Peaceful Poppy set. And I'm going to bring in our Daffodil Delight ink pad. And mine doesn't close all the way. And our A block, and I'm just going to ink this up, the block itself. And so I'm just going to get our Aqua Painter and just put a little bit of water, just spurts a little water down onto it. And then I'm just going to color in. You probably can't see through the camera, but there is a flower that's embossed on these pieces. So I'm just taking and just coloring in some of these pieces. And where it's embossed, the color, the water won't take to it. So then I'm just going to do it on another small piece. And you can darken this up as much as you want or have it as light as you want. I just got a piece of paper towel just to wipe off the excess. And I'm just going to bring in the Old Olive blends again. And there's a few leaves that I'm going to color them. So this is the light. So I'm just coloring it in. The leaves. And I'm going to do this one in the light Old Olive as well. go. So what we're going to do while this is drying, and I just noticed that there's a bit of water in the center of these flowers, so I'm just going to pat those out, absorb any water that doesn't take to the flower. And while that's drying, I'm going to take the Poppies, the field of Poppies, and I'm going to stamp that up with Mémento Black. And I'm going to stamp off just once. So I want to make sure that's all stamped off. And then we're just going to lay it down along the edge of our saffron or daffodil light paper. So it should be faded. And then I'm going to stamp up sending comforting hugs and healing prayers. So sorry for your loss. And I'm going to stamp that up as well in Mémento Black. And I'm just going to put it down along the bottom. And this is full strength so that you can see the message through it. So there we go. And I noticed that some of the flowers didn't come over on this side. So I'm just going to re-ink. So we got some flowers continuing over on this side. And now this is for the inside of our card. So let's finish the outside first. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to put some of these flowers down on the bottom. So like I said, we might use 2, we might use 3. So then I'm just going to use Stampin' Up's mini glue dots. And we're going to put a couple on there. So we're just going to make sure we don't cover up our wording, but lay it down like so. And I might tuck this one in over on this side. And then for our leaves. Might put one. You want to make sure that it's not hanging over your card. That was the big one, and now we'll go with the small one. So like so. So we'll use 2 tonight. And what we can do, we'll open it up. And we're just going to bring back our silicone mat once again. And if I can find our snail, I'm going to snail this down. And we're going to bring it across. We're going to leave a border like so. And I'm just going to snail this down as well. Because we already got dimensionals on the front, we don't need it to pop too much more. Be bulky in your envelope. So there we go. That is our card for this evening. Now if you want, you can add some rhinestones. Let me see what I've got that we can add. I got some of these left over from a kit that we did. So I'll use those because the color matches our paper. And my Take a Pick tool has disappeared. And I might just add only one. One. 2, there we go. 2, I had it 2. So there's our card for this evening. Join me next Sunday, same time for my latest project. If you would like a catalog, place an order, or contact me, you can do so through my webpage. It's www.joannejohnson.stampinup.net, and that's JOANNJOHNSON.stampinup.net, or you can reach me through Crafting Inspirations at outlook.com. If you have any questions or you need further details on how to make this card, you can certainly reach out through me too as well. I'll be more than happy to provide assistance to you. And I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.